Alrighty, so we're going to continue the substitution notes. In previous examples, when we went through substitution, we had questions that were easily substituted. So for example, if I had y equals 3x plus 2 and y equals 6x minus 4, we could just say that 3x plus 2 is equal to 6x minus 4. That was the easy version. Okay, the medium version or medium level difficulty said that if I had y equals 3x plus 2, but then the other equation was maybe 3x plus 4y equals negative 10, we would take this 3x minus 2 and replace the y value. So that would look like 3x plus 4, and then instead of y, we would say 3x plus 2, and then finish out the problem and solve for x. Okay, so that's medium level difficulty. Today, we're going to look at the hard level, or the most difficult, where if you look at both of these equations, they're in standard form. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is we need to get one of the equations where it is solved for x or for y. So if you look at this, I have 6x plus 2y equals negative 24. You're going to look for a coefficient of 1 for either x or y. Okay, if possible. That's when you know substitution is going to be the best method. So I don't have it here. But I do have a coefficient of 1 in front of that y. So I am going to solve this equation for y. Get y by itself. So I can do that by adding 2x to both sides. And so I end up with y is equal to 18 plus 2x. And since now I know what y equals, it's 18 plus 2x, I can go ahead and replace the y in the first equation like I did before. So this becomes 18 plus 2x equals negative 24. So then 6x plus 36 plus 4x, as we distributed, is equal to negative 24. We get 10x, subtract the 36 from both sides, equals a negative 60. And when I divide by 10, x equals negative 6. Go ahead, and because this equation is already solved for y, I'm going to go ahead and plug back in there. So y equals 18 plus 2 times negative 6. And so I get y equals 18 minus 12, or 6. Final answer, negative 6, 6. Okay? And we could go back and we can do our check step where we would do 6 times negative 6 plus 2 times 6. Well, that's negative 12. Did I make a mistake? 6 times negative 6. Oh, that's negative 36. Sorry. Negative 36 plus 12 is negative 24. So that one checks. And then if I do negative 2 times negative 6 plus 6, that's 12 plus 6 is 18. And so that one checks as well. Okay? So in number 2, if you look, where is there a coefficient of 1? Well, here we go, right here in front of this x. So we're going to take this equation and we're going to solve for x. Okay? So I'm going to take 1x plus 6y is equal to 1, and I'm going to, nope, not do that, subtract 6y from both sides. So I get x, that's gone, is 1 minus 6y. Since this is solved for x, I'm going to replace the x. So I take 3 times 1 minus 6y minus 7y equals 3. Go ahead and distribute. And so I get, this becomes a negative 25y. I have 3 here, so I'm going to subtract 3. Oh, sorry about the kids in the background. Negative 25y is equal to 0. Dividing by negative 25. So y equals 0. There's my y value. Go ahead, plug it back in for x. So x equals 1 minus 6 times 0. That's just 0. So x equals 1. Ordered pair 1, comma 0. Go ahead and plug it in to do your check step. So I'm going to do 1 plus 6 times 0. That's 1 plus 0 is 1. That checks. And then 3 times 1 minus 7 times 0. 3 times 1 is 3. Minus 0 is 3. So that one checks. Okay, so that's what you do when you're trying to do substitution in a more difficult level. Your goal is to solve for y or solve for x, so then you can do the same thing that you did in the medium level question. Okay.